We live in the city of Toronto. Here, immigrants from around the globe arrive with hopes of a better life. Canada is commonly acknowledged as a highly multicultural country, having seen numerous immigrants from Europe, Asia, and many other places. In the village of Parkdale alone, many immigrants have flocked. Parkdale is the first contact area for newcomers to Canada. Informally, Parkdale is known as the Gateway to Canada, and Jameson Avenue, in the heart of Parkdale, this street is dubbed the Landing Strip. Among the immigrants that have journeyed from far are the Hungarian and Czech Roma people. For the last 2 years, it has been estimated that over 4,000 Roma have come into Parkdale. Where do I come into this picture? Well, I am a Parkdale Collegiate student. My sisters have gone to Parkdale, and family from 2 generations ago has attended this school too. And recently, I learned that my grandfather was born right across the street in what is now the athletic field. Things have changed dramatically since my great-uncle was a student here. As a film student, I set out with my cinematographer to discover the biggest challenge the Hungarian and Czech Roma students have faced when arriving in Canada. When I first decided to take on this project, I was very much concerned about how the Roma were managing to integrate into their new school environment. I also wanted to welcome them to our school and community. During the making of the film, however, I realized how language was and still is a huge barrier between the Roma students and other English-speaking students. My cinematographer and I decided to explore the methods the teachers use to teach the Roma students. But first, I needed to learn more about where things began. Early history traces the Roma people back to India, dwelling in communities and working in various trades. Today, they are the largest minority group in Europe. Though mistakenly labeled as Gypsy, the Roma people did not immigrate out of Egypt as commonly believed. The Romani diaspora began in 998 AD, when the Roma fled from northern India because of the intense invasions. The Roma spent 500 years traveling the Silk Route through Afghanistan, Persia, Armenia, and the Middle East before arriving in Europe. The Roma were faced with discrimination, a segregated system of employment and education, and in sometimes severe poverty. In World War II, 2 million Roma were murdered as a result of this extreme racism. Now, many Roma families are fleeing to Canada in search of a safe and stable life for their families. It is estimated that 10,000 Roma families have arrived in Canada seeking refuge. But even in Canada, the Roma are facing problems such as racism and a language barrier. It is no easy task for the Hungarian-speaking Roma to adapt to the English-speaking country of Canada. The current plight of the Roma has even caught the attention of the media, and, in particular, some of the stories of Parkdale youth.
In just about every country where Roma people have settled, they've been persecuted. In recent years, there's a growing neo-Nazi movement that's forced many of the Roma to flee Hungary and Czechoslovakia. So many are coming to Toronto and moving into apartments in Parkdale. So this week, we're seeing Toronto through the eyes of their teenagers. This morning, Mary Weens has the story of one Roma high school student and his fight to stay in Canada, a fight that other students at Parkdale High School have rallied around.
So, how are you?
Good.
Joseph Adassi meets me in a noisy coffee time, a couple of blocks from Parkdale Collegiate. He'll never forget that first day at Parkdale, a stranger in a strange land.
Walking in Parkdale, well, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know English at all. I just walked in the class. I was so scared of everything. Just stay in the class, go to the next one. It's hard to find the other class.
Another vivid memory, Joseph's first
different.
friend.
Yes, I still talk to him all the time. He's a Mexican kid. He's an immigrant just like me. He was the first one who actually talked to me in the school, and I'm still friends with him.
Tell me about that first encounter.
It was pretty hard to talk to each other because he barely know English as well as me.
Joseph is one of the many stories of Parkdale youth who struggle to learn a new language in a whole new culture.
A romák? Hát nem mindegyik roma. Hát amilyen városból származik, azok egybe vannak. Azok egybe, de aki már más város, más szokás, mindenhol más szokás, más családnál, és azok így egybe vannak.
Igen, együtt vannak, mert testvérként viszonyulnak egymáshoz, és úgy segítenek. Kanada különbsége, hogy itt nincsen fajgyűlölet.
Másabbak az emberek, mint otthon. Kedvesebbek, otthon ilyen durvák az emberek. Hát és az még a különbség, hogy teljesen más, mint otthon a szokások, a stílusuk az embereknek. Itt ilyen kedvesek, ilyen nem nyugodtak, ilyen lazák az emberek. Na, és mit mondjak még? Rengeteg. Hát én mindenkit ismerek, csak nem mindenki a barátom, tudod?
Őszintén, Magyarországon hiányzik a rokonaim. Hát mondom, hogy nehéz. Hát ezért nem tudtam angolul. Nagyon rosszul nem tudtam a tanárnak mondani, hogy mi kell.
I think that language, the English language, is certainly I would say it's the biggest challenge for sure.
They feel isolated, and part of that is because of the language barrier. Without the language barrier, I think we would see them thoroughly integrated in the school, but the language barrier is a huge thing that keeps them apart.
Well, I think adjustment is a process.
A few percentage of them have done really well, have become involved in sports or extracurricular activities, and I think that's the key, and we hope that more kids start getting involved.
Reduce the barrier such that the kids can integrate sort of on their own, and I think that will really, when that happens, help them adjust to the school and feel really comfortable and belong. You can't feel that somebody is more similar to you than different when you can't have a conversation with them. But with that said, Hungarian is a very difficult language for an English speaker to learn.
What we're doing a lot of is translating English into Hungarian. I use Google Translate on a regular basis on my laptop in the classroom. And then I make a fool out of myself by trying to pronounce the words, and they try to correct me. And so, you know, when you see your teacher trying to learn and making mistakes, it makes you less self-conscious.
I've learned maybe 20 vocabulary words in Hungarian, and it's just basic phrases like good morning, good afternoon, how are you, thank you, please.
Könnyű, mert már ők tanulnak magyarul. Tanulnak magyarul, már mindegyik tanár tud majdnem kicsit magyarul is.
We're not going to be able to help them adjust, help them integrate in a significant way by learning Hungarian. The language is simply too difficult, but I think it shows them an interest in their culture. It shows them that we have an interest in their culture. It shows them that we're trying, and I think symbolically it's important.
Nekem segítettek. Igaz, hogy ők nem segítenek. Most, hogy érted? Most...
Nehéz? Hát, nem nehéz, csak annyi, hogy nem tanulják, nem figyelnek oda, és hát hogy mondjam, nem akarnak tanulni, mert tudják egyszer hazamennek úgy is. És nem akarják annyira megtanulni a nyelvet, csak bejönnek és tudják, hogy itt vannak iskolában is.
I think a lot of progress has been shown. I feel like they're more comfortable here the way I look at them. I feel like they feel more at home in the school. a lot more similar than we are different.
One, two, three.
Okay, again. Chop one, chop away, chop, get the chop. 1, 2, 3.